Good morning. Beautiful day. Birds are chirping on my wood pile for the year. I got so much wood, it's insane. So I had a thought I would try to sell wood this year just for fun. I don't need the money, but it'd be a fun project and give me something to do. So I went out this morning with my trailer and got a whole bunch of wood. And I think I'll just bundle it up and sell it, kind of like they do at the stores where they'll just put it in these little plastic wraps, and they sell, I don't know how much they charge, but it's just like a few pieces of wood. I'm going to try to sell about a bundle, maybe like for $20 or something. I don't know. I'll look into it, do a little research. Basically sell it for whatever I want because I'm not doing it to try to get rich. But I just thought it'd be a fun project. Well, it's been crazy. It's been a good year, but it's been a crazy year. My health is much better. My ulcerative colitis is I would say it's like 90% healed up. I can still feel it in there sometimes, especially if I eat certain things. So it's kind of good. I'm figuring out what to eat, and I've been eating a lot more, but feeling so much better. It's just incredible. I'm just so thankful. And been a good learning experience, good growth experience. I think the difficult things in life sometimes help us grow the most, and just be thankful for that. It's hard to be thankful for something when you're, in a state of pain or misery, but, it makes us more compassionate, more empathetic. So I have a few things I was going to talk about, just because it's been such a long time. A lot of stuff happening, a lot of things have happened. So it's kind of interesting. My heating and air conditioning guy he comes out twice a year, and I have my system tuned up, and it's kind of expensive. It cost me about $225 for the year, but it's worth it because I like to have them come look at the system. I don't want it breaking down, and they found some things that were wrong with it before they broke and fixed them, and so that's been nice. And anyway, he's a Christian, and it's kind of like this. There's kind of like I call them true Christians, people who are really truly Christians. They're really trying to follow Jesus' message, which is love, and they're really warriors. They're like light warriors. They're maybe still a little bit caught up in duality, but they're trying to do the right thing. They're trying to be good, moral, upstanding. They're trying to love people and open their hearts and become, more heart-based. And because I believe that's what Jesus was ultimately teaching, unity with the divine, and teaching a path to the divine through the heart, kind of like with heartfulness that I do, my meditation. And anyway, so he comes over and he goes, "Oh man, you really lost a lot of weight." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I've been sick." And so I told him what was going on, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's whatever." And he said, he goes, "If you don't mind, I'll put you on my prayer list at church." I was like, "Yeah, that'd be great." So when he finished up his doing the work, he comes around and he looked at me and he goes, "Do you believe in prayer?" And I said, "Yeah, definitely." He said, "Would you mind if I prayed with you right now?" And I was like, "Yeah, that'd be great." So we did a prayer, and I swear, something shifted after that. I mean, I do believe that prayer is very powerful, and I think it's underrated, actually. But he didn't pray for me to be, spontaneously healed or anything like that. He just prayed for me to be able to find out what it is I need, what I need to heal my body, the kind of foods I can eat that will heal my body. It was really a really compassionate prayer. I really felt the empathy, and it was not a selfish prayer. It was just, a very humble prayer, and it was just awesome. And I felt like after that, something definitely kind of turned for the better. And so, that was cool. That was a cool experience. And I had another experience. I went to my sister-in-law's church for Easter, which we end up going there a couple times a year. I just go for my family, and but it was ridiculous. They had it was like going to a rock concert. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. They had a live band on stage that was so loud. They were so loud that it was. I mean, I've been to rock concerts and it was loud. Maybe not as loud as Sammy Hagar, but it was pretty dang loud. Like, I needed earplugs, and a lot of the old people were. You could tell they were physically in pain from it, and I don't understand that. And it was just, like I said, it was all entertainment value. They have like all these big screens on up there, and they're putting stuff up, and they're singing. I mean, it was like going to a concert. I don't know how else to put it, I guess. And I'm just, I'm not judging. It's just not for me, obviously. But the thing is, it's like, what is the message? It's certainly not simplicity. It's certainly not, less is more. It's just a complete, like, overload. I didn't feel a sense of peace. I didn't feel a sense of, I just felt like stressed out. Like, I want to get out of here. I really honestly should have just got up and left. But I didn't. I should have just gone out in the hall. But anyway, that was an interesting experience too. The pastor had a good message, and it was I think there's some legitimate value, definitely on a level, but certain level, but it was just too much. And anyway, been a beautiful spring, lots of rain. It's been nice, and I just wanted to make a video, say hi, and I hope everybody's doing good. And the last thing I was going to say, so what have I been interested in lately? So I've been kind of just, I went through all the health videos, all the, carnivore diet, keto diet, whatever, because everybody's got to kind of find their own thing. It's not cut and dry. It's not like you can say, oh, you do this and you'll be healthy. I've definitely come to the conclusion that low carb is good, and for me, I need a lot of protein, a little bit of fat, and I have to stay away from butter. I still can't eat butter. It lights up my gut. I had some the other night. I put butter on a piece of bread and had a roast, and it made my gut hurt down where I've had my problem. So that was good to know that, hey, yeah, definitely, I'm not imagining this. This is definitely not good for me right now. I think once I heal up completely, it'll be okay. But anyway, I've been listening to a lot of Dave Ramsey stuff. So the Dave Ramsey stuff is really, in my opinion, is common sense, because he has these 7 baby steps, and it's kind of funny because I did all of his 7 steps without even anyone ever telling me to do the 7 steps. But it just kind of made sense to me. It was just seemed logical and seemed like the best way to deal with things. Not having debt and paying off your house and putting college money for your kids and saving for your retirement. I mean, those things just seem like common sense to me. And, basically living within your means, saving money, putting money away. And, my wife and I have been basically living on one income for the whole time we've lived here in Texas. And I think one of the benefits I had was, when I was younger, I really didn't make a lot of money. I hardly made any money, actually. I actually worked for free at that Maharishi University up in Iowa. I did that for 2 years, basically working for free. I barely had enough money to leave and get home, because I had actually worked a second job off campus to earn money so that I could have enough money to travel from there to Idaho and go back home. And then I went back to school for massage therapy, which I borrowed the money to do that from my dad, and then I paid him back almost immediately, because I started driving a taxi to pay for, to pay my bills. And I did massage, drove taxi, and then went back to college, and then I got my respiratory degree. And I had the GI Bill, but the GI Bill was about $400 a month while I was in school, so it wasn't a tremendous amount of money. And so I already did all that. I never would have. I was telling my wife the other night, I was like, "Man, I can't even imagine going into debt for school, for education, because it wasn't something that even entered my consciousness. I would never even have thought that that would be something to do. I guess if you had a lot of confidence in the degree you were getting, if you really thought, man, I'm really going to make a lot of money, you could somehow justify it. But even then, it's difficult, because even these people who are doctors and stuff, they get out of school, and unless you're, a certain level, like an anesthesiologist or a heart surgeon or someone who's a specialist, like a surgeon. The surgeons make a lot. But if you're just like a regular doctor or family practice, they don't make very much. And if you go into hundreds of thousands of debt, anyway, it never made sense to me to do all that. And it's funny because we've never made a lot of money, my wife and I, but we've done very well just being simple and not spending a lot of money on new cars and things like that. So I like the Dave Ramsey stuff. I think there's a lot to it. What I like about it has a specific plan to follow versus just kind of, I like it too because it's about personal responsibility, and it's about, getting your act together. And I think people need a dose of that. They need to know that they're the only ones that can get them out of the trouble they're in. I mean, them and God. And anyway, I just hope y'all are doing well, and look forward to hearing from you. Take care.